Welcome to the weight management unit, and we're going to do this slightly different than we have in the past. I'm going to narrate some of the slides to hopefully give a little bit more depth or explanation to some of the points, because weight management is a very broad topic, but it's very confusing, right? Um, there's a lot of conflicting, confusing, misleading, and even inaccurate messages out there about weight loss in particular. So my goal is to help you see through that and establish what's realistic and feasible for you. So that's what we're going to do the first week. We're going to break this unit up into 2 weeks. The first week, we're going to be kind of looking at the bigger picture of weight loss, that it's not just calories in, calories out. But more importantly, we're going to establish what your baseline is, what's your metabolism, and what's your body type. And from there, establish what is a realistic weight gain or weight loss plan. So we'll do that this week, and then moving to next week, we'll think more about how to apply this information, right? How can I go about gaining weight? How can I go about losing weight in a safe and healthy manner? And what is the time frame that will take? So we're not only looking at calories, but more kind of look at some of the psychological or behavioral things as well. So in this unit, we'll look at weight management is a whole lot more than just looking at calories in, calories out. So if you're reading an article out there and it says just restrict calories and burn more calories and the weight will melt off, what you can do is just crumple that article up, throw it away. Don't waste your time on that article, because there are many factors that contribute to weight gain and weight loss, which we'll look at here in a moment. So I just selected a few magazines and look at the covers, right? Not only look at the person's body type and but look at the headings, right? They focus number one calorie cutting tool, right? Eat your way to slim, burning fat, shrink your belly, right? What are all these messages we're getting, right? Most of these are focusing on the physical. Some of it's how you feel. And again, we'll look at Oprah as well and her body type. But we look at all these messages, they overwhelm us. And it's very confusing because some articles will say lose 6 pounds in 2 weeks. Others will say lose 12 pounds in 3 weeks. You know, like what's realistic and what's behind. So the popular belief is just focuses on calories, that if we just balance our calories, then everything will be all right, right? But if we consume too many calories than we expend, we're going to gain weight. Or if we could just limit or burn more calories, then we're going to lose weight. And it's really not quite that simple. However, it is very important to know your caloric intake and your caloric expenditure so you do have an idea of where you're at, but it does go a little bit beyond that. So to kind of help illustrate this, I was eating lunch in the cafeteria with some coworkers, and I pulled out my sandwich. And one of my colleagues just looked at me and said, "Man, if I even look at bread, I gain 5 pounds." And that kind of got me thinking, like, I could eat a whole loaf of bread and not like gain anything. So why is it that some people can gain weight very easily, yet it's very difficult for them to lose weight? So again, it's more than just this caloric balance, because we have to think about what's going on with our metabolism. What happens if I reduce calories? Also think about the nutrient content of the food, and how the nutrients in our foods interact with each other. Also, what is our activity level? Not only expending calories, but what does that do inside my body? What does that do to my lean tissue proportions? What happens when I'm under stress a lot? What happens if I don't get enough quality sleep? does that affect my weight? We're going to be looking at body types and somatotypes. That certainly plays a role in where and how our body gains weight or loses weight. Look at the interplay of different hormones, and if I have any pre-existing conditions, right? So as you can see just from this slide, that it's much more than just calories in balancing with calories out. There's these different factors at play.